On the other side of the world, at Xavier School in Westchester, Jean Grey was having the worst night she'd ever had. Her powers were spiraling in her sleep, telekinesis pulling at the walls of her room, the surface cracking and peeling like something was eating through it from the inside. And she'd woken up the entire dorm doing it. Hank was already aware of what was happening and called Charles, and by the time Charles wheeled himself into her bedroom, she was still asleep, still struggling, her power pouring out of her with nothing holding it back. He moved close, reached into her mind to try and calm her down, and the moment their thoughts synced, he saw exactly what she was seeing. The world on fire, everything burning, and somewhere in the middle of it, just for a flash, something ancient. He called her name and pulled her out of it. She woke up, gasping, and told him she had seen the end of the world, that she could feel all the death, that it felt real. Charles told her it was just a dream, but she pushed back. This wasn't like her telepathy. This wasn't telekinesis losing control in her sleep. This was something else entirely, something she had never felt before. And since we're talking about Jean, this is the new timeline's version of her. She'd been living at Xavier's school for a while by this point. Here we actually got to see her come up, a teenager, still figuring out her powers, still the girl the other students were afraid of. We even got to see how she met Scott. Not long before all of this, a new kid had arrived at the school, Scott Summers. His powers had come out of nowhere at his regular school, optic blasts he had no control over, couldn't even open his eyes without destroying something. His older brother Alex brought him in, the same Alex Summers who had been part of Xavier's original team back in the 60s. Cuba, the training, all of it. He knew the school was the only place that could help his little brother. Xavier took Scott outside to test what he could do, and the kid ended up cutting one of Charles's favorite trees clean in half. One of the first people Scott crossed paths with after that was Jean, and there was something between them right away. That's where it started. But let's get back to that night. Charles took her word for it. They let her rest and stepped out, and that's when Hank told him. He had picked up something earlier that night in his lab, some kind of energy tremor, and the epicenter was halfway around the world. They went down to Cerebro to look into it, and when Charles connected, he found Moira, on site in Cairo, pulling herself out of what looked like the aftermath of something catastrophic. He decided he would pay her a visit at Langley and see what she knew.